Alright everyone, welcome back to another Maximuss Trades video. This is episode 6 on the $150 to $1,000 trading challenge on the live account. And today I'll be going over how I lost $20 trading the Nasdaq and the S&P 500. So you can see our account balance at $269.46, so essentially $270. And before we were at $290 and we lost $20 today. So going right into it on NQ, we took two longs today and lost both longs. So going into market open, you can see we were rather very slow in terms of price action, especially on ES. You can see we're moving not so well. Like as over here, we were kind of wicking aggressively. And I saw right around market open, which was, let me just mark out market open so it's easier. So right around this time, market open, we just ended up kind of dumping out. We first had this kind of high time frame sweep of this high over here, as you can see on ES. For sure the SMT as well. Yeah, there's a little small high time frame SMT that kind of brought us down to these lows. And initially going into market open, I didn't really see that short opportunity, just cause wait, why did I see this? Oh shit. Now I'm thinking back and looking at it, I think this short probably is something I would have took. Maybe because I saw these kind of liquidity pools here and it was like deterring me a little bit. Yeah, so I didn't really take this short because I think two reasons. Because we saw these bullish liquidity pools down here, and I assumed that it would want to be a big target. The high time from SMT was pretty solid, and then another reason was this move happened before market open, right? So it was gonna be unpredictable if I entered down here right at market open, so I wanted to avoid that. So apart from that, we came out and we took out these lows, and we ended up taking out these series of lows, and then if I was kind of patient on my entry. So we took out these lows. Now as soon as we took out these lows, I was looking for longs, right? So hop back onto ES. You can see ES kind of the same thing. We dumped at market open, but I entered first on ES. So basically my thought process was, okay, we had come down at this point in time, we took it down this low, these relative equal lows, right? At the time on Nasdaq, which was, let's say the time, like 10:25, right? We took out these relative equal lows in a 5-minute time frame. Now on Nasdaq, these relative equal lows were here, right? And we ended up taking them out right about here, so 10:55. So at 10:25, Nasdaq was all the way up here, right? At the first low. We had not taken out these relative equal lows down here, right? Which is what ES had just done. So that bullish SMT plus all of this bullish kind of momentum we had swept out here gave me that incentive if we're going longs, right? So what I did is I hopped on, put on my fib retracement for equilibrium, and we literally marked out this bullish candle, saw the retracement to that bullish candle. It was basically my entire model up to a T until the 1 minute confirmation confluence. So remember for my 1 minute confirmation confluence, I look for break of structure, reverse value gap, continuation close. We did not get either of those things here. Actually, no, we did. We got an inverse gap, right? Yeah, we did get this inverse gap and everything. I mean, there's probably another one up here, right? No. Yeah, we got the inverse gap and everything, so like it was basically my model to a T, and we ended up getting cooked, like not even a bit into profit, and we got stop lost. And for this trade specifically, I don't know if you guys can tell here, but you can see I only lost $10.50, even though I risked a little higher on this trade because I thought it was my setup to a T, right? But the reason was I was on ES, and trading lot sizes on ES with MetaTrader 4 and ACAP especially is a little more confusing. Like Nasdaq, I always do 4 to 5 micros, but for ES it's like a lot more. I think it's like 3 times more or something. So it's weird to get the lot size right. So I would have lost more if it got them right. But overall, I'm not even too mad about this trade. It just happens to have time. It's no news Monday. Price action's kind of shit, and it's at 10:35. So maybe might be on my part for taking a trade here. Price is moving a little slow. You could see. So maybe that's just my fault of being overcommitted to a setup and taking that loss. But overall, like in terms of emotionally, and like actually was following the strategy wise, I'm not mad at that at all. But then our next trade on Nasdaq happened a lot lower. So we had come down. These were kind of the main highs, the main lows for the session, right? All the way down here, as you can see, like all the way down here. So these lows are the main lows, and we had come down and we had taken out these main lows, right? On the 5 minute, we had come down, we had taken out these main lows over here, right? And once you took out those main lows and these relative equal lows, I hopped in the 5 minute. I didn't really see, there's no SMT, 5 minute SMT, so I have to wait for inversion of a gap, which we got. But this candle here, as you can see, this 1 minute candle, 5 minute candle didn't inverse it fully. But on the 1 minute, my critical mistake here was, as you can see, my 5 minute confirmation compass was supposed to be a 5 minute inverse value gap, but we did not get the 5 minute for inverse value gap. I instead got kind of overcommitted again, and I looked at the 1 minute time frame. As you guys can see, we had a 1 minute inversion, right, of this 5 minute gap and a retest, so it was perfect, right? So I'm like, boom. And then I waited for actually entered up here, like right at this retest, and then I set my stop loss as low. I waited for price to kind of come down, and the exact same thing happened. We came up, we inversed the 5 minute gap, retested, and immediately down to a profit. So two are really similar trades, and I think I was overcommitted on both entries. So on this trade, the major flaw was we had all of our confidence set up, just missed a 5 minute confirmation. The first trade, I'm not mad about it at all. That just happens time to time with your model. You're gonna take losses. I'm fine with that. But overall, only losing $20 on these both trades is not like bad at all. Like I'm at, like I would predict a 2 trade losing day would be like a $50-$60 loss, but you only lost $20. Luckily, so not too bad. No news Monday. I blame low-key price action for my first trade was a perfect setup to my model, so I don't think that's my fault. Second trade, I think it would have messed up a little with that 5 minute for value gap. But overall, on episode 6, we took 2 trades, took 1 loss. Took 2 trades, 2 losses, down $20. Hopefully, over this week, we can make it back. This week is looking pretty bad for economic data, so I most likely will not trade tomorrow. Might do a little back testing example or just some other shit. But overall, not too mad about today. Losing days happened. We were on a 3-day heater from last week where we made $130 $160 in 3 days last week. So it's natural to cool down. Not too mad, not too phased. So yeah, that's December 8th, 2025, episode 6 of the $150,000, and that's enough for today.